Hey guys, this is God of Politics. Welcome back to a brand new video. Before we get started with this video, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Also follow me on Twitter, that is linked down in the description and on my channel page here, as well as join the Discord, that is also linked down in the description. But today, we're going to be talking about an interesting election actually that's coming up tomorrow. It seems crazy that we have an election, but yes, there is an election tomorrow. It is the special election for California's 25th Congressional District. There's also a special election for Wisconsin's 7th Congressional District, but that's a safe Republican district pretty much. So there's not much focus on that. But what there is focus on is the 25th Congressional District of California. Obviously, there was a scandal involving Katie Hill, the freshman Democrat, in summer of 2019. So she resigned from her seat. They held the March 3rd primary for the seat, the Jungle primary. If we look at the results from the special election, you can see that Christy Smith got 36% of the vote here. In the March 3rd primary, Mike Garcia got 25% of the vote. If you add up the Republican versus Democratic candidates, I do believe that the Republican candidate wins by a little bit. But again, that really doesn't really matter too much. If we've looked historically, we can see that in 2018, for example, many candidates, Republican candidates, won the primary by 10, 15 points, and then they end up losing by multiple points, often by likely margins. And so you can't pay too much attention to that. This is, again, the seat that Cenk ran for. He didn't do very well, obviously. But now we have the two candidates here, a Democrat and a Republican, Christy Smith for the Democratic Party, a state assemblywoman, versus Mike Garcia here. So this election is going to be held May 12th, which is tomorrow, Tuesday, May 12th. I am recording this video on May 11th, just before I'm going to make my prediction. I'm also going to do some analysis over it. And just to put out my prediction there right now, I do believe that Christy Smith will narrowly win, probably by around 2 to 3 points. Some people say that that's very generous for the Democrats and that's too large of a margin for the Democrats, but I do believe that looking at the information we have here, this is a district that has trended towards the towards the blue column for quite a long time, actually. If we look at presidential election results, we can see here this is a district that George Bush in 2004 won by almost 20 percentage points here, or just under 19 percentage points here. And then Obama ended up winning the district in 2008. Then Romney ended up winning it in 2012 by just under 2 percentage points. And then Hillary Clinton won the district by 7 percentage points. And that's actually very interesting because the district, it's a very suburban district. It's the LA suburbs, along with areas like Orange County, have trended towards the blue column a lot. And this district, I expect in the long run to trend more towards the blue column. But for this election, at least, it will be closer. But again, I will say this. I do think that it is going to be a very close election, but I do believe that Christy Smith is going to pull off a victory. There has been a lot of controversy over the election as well. There's been some controversy over Democrats keeping polling places open in very Democratic areas, accusations by people. Even the president, Donald Trump, has accused the Democrats of trying to steal or rig the election. Whether those claims are true or have some backing to them is another issue, but it is something that people are throwing out there. Also, Obama came out with an endorsement of Christy Smith as well, and so that could help, it help Joe Biden get more popularity. But Donald Trump, is actually not not very popular, especially in the California area too. And a lot of the endorsements he's made haven't actually helped. He's not very popular amongst very traditional conservatives, suburban conservatives that are actually trending away from the Republican Party, in part due to what he is doing. And another thing about this district that people are going to have to watch out for is that there's going to be another election for this district in November anyway, so it's not going to matter too much in the grander scheme of things because this election could easily flip back anyway, and I do believe that it's more likely that the Democrats will flip it back in November if Mike Garcia wins than the Republicans will flip it back if Christy Smith wins, just due to the fact that it's a trending district and they'd like an incumbent, especially due to the fact that, Democrats will win the state of California at the presidential level. But yeah, overall, I do think that Christy Smith is going to pull off a victory here, but it's going to be tighter than some people think. A lot of people, if we look at the models here, I'm pretty sure it's somewhere around here. We can see that Cook Political Report puts it as toss-up, Models Crystal Ball puts it as toss-up, Politico puts it as toss-up. For some reason, Inside Elections puts it as a likely Democratic margin. I don't think that's how it's going to go. I think it'll probably be around a lean margin, just above a tilt margin, around 2 to 3 points. A tilt is 0 to 2, lean 2 to 5. Likely 5 to 10, and safe above. I don't believe it's going to be a likely margin. It could be, but I really don't think it will be. I do think it's going to be 2 to 3 percentage points. There was one internal poll from the Republican, from Mike Garcia, with 500 likely voters, which showed Mike Garcia with a 4-point lead with 10% undecided vote. This was just after the primary. It's also a Republican internal poll, and I don't think that this means too much in the bigger scheme of things as well. I do believe that in real life, Mike Garcia is running a little bit behind, but whether that translates into the actual results is another question. If you look at the money raise, it's pretty much in a dead heat between them. They have pretty much the same amount of cash on hand, same amount spent, and same amount raised. If you compare that to 2018, though, we can see here that Katie Hill did raise a lot more money than Steve Knight, did spend a lot more money than Steve Knight as well. And so that's something that could have a big of an impact. But this is, again, it's a mail-in ballot election. It's a very different election from what we've ever seen before. And so we're going to have to watch out for that. But Democrats really should be worried, to be honest, if you look at it. This is the seat that they didn't expect to be so close, but because of the fact that this whole scandal thing, it's given Republicans some momentum. You have to give them that. And this election has made it so that it was kind of testing how elections could be come November, with this whole crisis going on right now, how that's affecting the elections we're going to have, whether the election is going to be full mail-in ballot, whether that will pass Congress, whether that will be a federal mandated thing, or whether it will be still a state thing. That's a whole nother issue that people are going to have to deal with as well. And, again, this speaks volumes to how things could become November, less about the result, more about how the election goes. Does more mail-in ballots actually help Republicans? There's been some evidence that has showed that it marginally does help Republicans, but, there's many different ways that this could end. But again, I will say it a couple more times here that I do believe that Christy Smith is going to narrowly pull off the seat. It's a trending blue district that Katie Hill won by a lot against an incumbent that was quite popular in a trending blue district. And Mike Garcia, he's a good candidate, but Christy Smith is a good candidate as well, and so I do think that she is going to win. Mike Garcia is actually up in the betting odds, which is kind of odd, to be honest, because Christy Smith was up in the betting odds for most of it, and I guess Trump's endorsement, gave her a lot of momentum in terms of the betting odds. Whether that will translate into real results is another question. We can see a tweet here from Mike Garcia saying, Christie for California 25 and her Liberal Dem allies didn't say anything for weeks, even though the polling places were in full view of the public. Even after every voter received a ballot, they are desperate and trying to change the rules to steal an election. We can't let them succeed. So there is many allegations of fraud and fraudulent voting going on. Whether that will actually make an impact, if it's very close, there could be some controversy over the result, but I do believe that will be around a 2 to 3 point margin, so I don't think that'll be too much of an issue here. But yeah, that is kind of just talking about the special election coming up. It doesn't mean too much in terms of the House makeup. Republicans could get up to 201 seats if they win 3 of the 4 seats. You have the Wisconsin 7th district, you have the California 25th district, you have the New York 27th district, and you have the Maryland 7th district, which is the Elijah Cummings old seat. So Maryland 7th district is a safe Dem seat. New York 27 and Wisconsin 7 are safe Republican districts, and it comes down to California. So if Democrats do win this seat, it probably will be a House makeup of 233 to 200. That's most likely what we're going to see, which would be the same amount that Democrats had to start the election after the 2018 elections. But yeah. So this is just talking about the selection. I do think that Christy Smith is going to narrowly win the election here. And yeah, so thank you all for watching this video. Please like and subscribe as always. Follow me on Twitter, linked in the description and on my channel page. Join the Discord, and link down in the description. And I will see you guys later.